Whoa. Okay, ladies and gents, welcome. We've got a Nomad start here, and I don't want to be so speedy. I'm so sorry about that. They're a little bit ahead of us, and that is by design. We have 8 players here. We have 8 kings in this game, and as always, the goal for these people from my community is for them to appreciate each other and then kill each other. And oh my goodness, so they started, you can kind of see, they don't have a lot of vision. They don't know what the map looks like, and it's a Nomad start, so they're dropping their town centers. But everyone's in the same spot. It's like the top of the map is completely empty here. Holy moly, man. Can you imagine it? If there's an explosion, everyone might die. This is wild. So let's get the introductions in, I guess. In the orange, we've got Julian. You might remember Julian. I forget if Julian got into a legend video, but I remember Julian was very legendary on a Pilgrims game once upon a time. Julian's playing as the Cumans here. In the gray, we have some noob. And if I'm not wrong, I think some noob has been playing a bit more recently. I think I saw some noob last month or the month before. I don't know. Playing as the Malay. In the blue, we have Matze. Matze is playing as the Celts. In the purple, we have Belgian M. Waffle Legend 69 playing as the Hindustanis. In the green, we have Lamageddon with what I consider to be the worst TC we've seen so far. Probably thought that it was up against a Woodline, and it's not, but it's fine. Playing as the Mongols. In the yellow, again, very close to all this. And if kings die, they will explode. We have Norval playing as the Vietnamese. In the red, we've got Fleed, who's playing as the Burmese right up on the hill. And then we've got Giovanni playing as the Sicilians here in the teal. That's all 8 players. Players will be able to use their kings to scout. Obviously, you have to be really careful, but that should give you vision on the map. And it seems like gold's going to be awkward on this map because all the gold that you can access is in tiles of 2. So, all right. A Belgian Waffle showing how experienced he is. He tried to garrison sheep, confused the Hindustanis with the Gurjaras. Gurjaras would be pretty sick to have here, actually. But yeah, you've got Norval and you've got Fleed chatting to each other. You've got one controlling the hill, one controlling the wood. And that seems to be an alliance already. I did also notice that Gray said something. Gray says, whoever wants to be buddies, please send me a message. I am noob with chat and with this game. I think that some noob is actually really good. If it's the same player I'm thinking of, I recall some noob being one of the better players in the last game. But could be a different noob. And now you've got Gray saying, friends forever, bud, talking only to you. 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 And dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. Friends forever, bud, talking only to you. Now, here's a tip for you. We saw someone do this in another game recently. Just put it on all chat. Don't actually do like the asterisk where it says all, but just go to the settings and enable everyone. And say, friends forever, bud, talking only to you. But you only need to say it once. That was a little complicated because they won't know that your message is going out to everyone, will they? All right. Sure, for 2 sheep, I will be your best buddy, says the guy who already has massive amounts of sheep. Julian says, yes, this is Diplo. Hit the wreaths in the upper right to ally. Oh, yes, that is exactly what it is. There is a wreath. I think it's like a wreath with a little trumpet up there somewhere in the settings. Very good point here from Yellow. There's tons of relics on this map. What does the Burmese player's map look like? Oh my god. That's actually distracting. The Burmese always get to know where the relics are. Okay. Well, anyways, guys, they're all very close together. And they're all trying to work their way towards Castle Age and beyond. This is going to sound a little feelsy, and I'm not going to let it go too far. Sometimes I can let my emotions get the best of me. However, we were just talking about how it's the holidays and all that stuff. And, you know, when it's holidays, I start to, you know, there's lots of reasons to appreciate things a little bit more. You see your family, you appreciate the time with them, the good food, the good company, whatever. But for me, it's like, I am a little bit more appreciative of everything in my life. So if you're watching this right now, I just want to say thank you, even if you never chatted or whatever. Happy to be doing this. It's not lost on me that I am currently using a 22 or 23-year-old game as my job. That's crazy. I don't think I should have ever been able to make it here. I don't know how it happened. I worked really hard and got a little lucky along the way. And you guys are nothing but awesome to me. So thank you, everybody. And I hope that you have a wonderful holidays, whatever that means for you. For me, I'm going home to see family in 3 weeks, and I could not be more excited. So looking forward to that. The older I get, the more I appreciate my time with family, right? Because everyone's getting older. So anywho, that spiel's over. We're back to the game here. I want to talk again about Green's TC. I mean, you need to get off this hill eventually if you're Green. I think if you make it to Castle Age, maybe you just want to build up over here or over here. Teal. Wait, what? Hold on a second. Oh, wow. Okay, so Teal came from really far away that first time. I didn't realize that. When I looked over here, the board was right here, and I think it wasn't even moving. So unfortunately, it paths weird, and then Teal has to go chase it down and decides not to send a weak villager. It makes sense, makes sense. Cool. All right. Well, there was a bit of chatter before. Everyone wants to be friends. No one wants to be the first person to die in these games. And I think there's going to be less aggression in the early stages in this one because of the threat of the Exploding Kings. Because if you don't kill somebody, right? Like, let's say you go to kill somebody and you fail to do so. If they're ever in trouble at any point in the game, that king is going directly to your front lawn. You don't want that at all. A good job there from Giovanni, who is on the way to Feudal Age at the moment. Lamageddon, though, is already in Feudal. And Lamageddon... Okay, a little late with some of the resources here, but might have a pretty decent Castle Age when it's all said and done. You're one of the people that keeps this game up. Appreciate it. Thank you, Psycho Dad. Thanks for the fun vids and casts. Thank you. Thank you, Michael. Appreciate it. Chup the Burger. Thank you, thank you. JBR's in chat too. Nice. Cool. All the cool kids are around. And I do read the YouTube comments these days. I try to anyways. So if I eventually see this on YouTube, and appreciate you guys as well out there. I know it's very difficult to make streams for a lot of people for whatever reason. Life gets busy. You know, some people who might watch live stuff all the time don't because of life or whatever, but I still appreciate you guys. All right. So, I've noticed that Orange's king is a bit of a wanderer. That's my take with Julian so far. And Julian doesn't have a market yet. But when they start to get the markets up, guys, people should start to realize, holy crap, we are really close. We need to get away from the others. Because if blue were to die, it could kill purple. If red were to die, it could kill yellow. So you just want to get out of the blast area. And you probably just don't want to have to fight over resources with a bunch of others. So. Also, lots of sheep on the map here. So, we'll be good for extra food. Also, you've got boars spread out all throughout the map. This map is, I just realized the design it's given us here on the mini-map. Interesting. I don't know where your TC is. I'll leave them by your house here, says Julian. What is that, sheep maybe? Could be. And Purple says, I'm building a house of friendship and peace.
Prepare to send me all your resources. So I can vanquish our
Grace says, welcome to the neighborhood. Low crime here. No gang shootings. And
Stop sending me extra resources.
And then Belgian says, send me all your resources or I shoot. That's funny. So the other day, guys, I just spent the entire day working on Age of Empires. And so I was now working more on Age of Empires to get some stuff ready for YouTube. And then I saw a bunch of like high-level players who were playing a free-for-all King of the Hill game. So naturally, what did I do after spending an entire day on Age of Empires? I spent more time on Age of Empires, and I watched it. And at one point, I don't want to spoil who, but one of the players gets defeated pretty early on. They were doing a King of the Hill game. Again, you've got like top 100 players, King of the Hill. It's pretty dope, right? One of the players is dying, and I think he used Taunt 48. And it was, help, I'm being attacked. Or help, I'm being defeated or something. And I didn't know that that taunt existed. I'd never heard that before. That was news to me. I knew they added a bunch of different taunts when DE came out. Like, there's certain ones I was aware of. Nice farming economy, Yellow. But I didn't know that one existed. And anyways, I thought it was pretty funny. You guys might not find that interesting at all. Look at the second TC for Julian in the corner. Talk about getting away. All right, very fast Castle Age here for Giovanni and Lamageddon, and they might be the favorites. And green is now over here with the TC, and over here with the TC, and this is what we talked about. We'll keep the eco count out on the bottom left for the time being. Hey, Petra, what's up? Hello, glad to see people keeping this game alive. Been a fan for a long time. Happy holidays. Hey, happy holidays, Brian. Thank you. IMAX continues to plug the merch. I think I might actually... Man, I don't know why this feels so weird to me. I probably should do it more. But I believe I will actually put a couple little plugs for my merch at the end of a video here or there. Because we are leading up towards Christmas, right? I also put all my money from my merchandise towards charity. And I try and make that donation to the charity around Christmas time. But that would be pretty good timing. Maybe I should do that. I feel like more people need to know about the merch. But I don't, like, people are constantly advertised to these days. And I don't like to add to that because it can get pretty exhausting. Geo, we might be targeted for top score. Truce until the end? Oh, that's an interesting logic. You're both in Castle Age faster.
Yes.
And there's the yes from Giovanni. Giovanni's like, yeah, definitely. T90 pillow merchandise? No, I'm not going to make pillows. T-shirts and mugs. Should be fine, right? By the way, Hymax is not a bot. I never asked Hymax to plug my merch. I never paid Hymax to plug my merch. Hymax just plugs my merch. That's just a thing that started recently, so. Oh, is purple? Oh, God, the king's coming, too. Where are you going here, Belgian Waffle? I would not be pleased if I saw a random exploding king running through my base. Does he have a market at all? Okay, so he can see everyone's in the middle. This would not be where you'd want a town center, right? You'd probably want to go over here, maybe. Maybe he is. Maybe he's going to walk past them. Yeah, maybe he is a bot. Who knows? Obviously, you don't want to shoot this king. Yellow signals it and says, be careful. And purple says, just passing, please don't kill. And yellow had garrisoned there. And yeah, okay, purple unfortunately started in the very south where everyone else is and is just trying to escape. But we have a big alliance. What will be, I think, a very big alliance between green and teal. You've got 45 villas for green. Third place is 10 villas behind that. And then 60 villagers for teal. And everyone seems to be expanding. I think you're missing out on Legend of Blue Coffee Mug. Yeah, I also... So, I was contacted by, like, a small startup coffee company in the past. This was years ago, because I didn't really drink a lot of coffee. And they were like, hey, I'm familiar with your content. We're thinking it'd be funny to have, like, blue coffee. T90 themed coffee, we'd make it for you. And you could say, like, blue coffee just passing. But I don't really want to, like... So I've never taken a ton of sponsorships, if any. I don't think I've done a single sponsored video ever. I don't think I've done a single sponsored stream ever, actually. Yeah, so anyways, that's just not something that I do a ton of. And there's nothing wrong with doing those things. It's just that I feel like the level of support I receive on streams, Patreon, and then, like, YouTube is already really strong. And I feel like people are more willing to support or want to chip in if, as I said, they're not being advertised to constantly with different stuff. And I also didn't drink coffee, so I was like, nah, that'd be kind of dumb. But anyways, so it's actually a pretty funny idea, because now I drink coffee a lot. Also, is purple going to TC the very north? Please TC the very north. Please. Right where your king is. That would be so funny. Purple just walked across the entire map, the longest trip you could take. The Great Migration. Oh, that was Auto Scout. Okay. Dang. Blue Scout is moving around real awkward here, man. That's not Auto Scout anymore, right? There's no risk involved in this if you're blue, because purple's so far away now. Oh, he declared war on the king! Oh no! Build the town center fast! Oh no! Oh no! Belgian Waffles is blue. No, please. One scout killing the king. Okay, there is a chance. I don't know how creative purple can be here. But there is a chance if he actually kills the scout. Yeah, there you go. Kill the scout. And then you have to run around with your king. Yeah, there you go, purple. You could do this. Blue can't do it anymore. Very well played. And that scout, I mean, in theory, with perfect micro, could eventually get it. But you just got to keep your king close to the villagers. I was scared for you there, Belgian Waffle, but well played. And again, one doink on that scout and everything ends. So very aware from blue. The TC will complete. King can heal up inside the town center and crisis averted. Still very funny to me that purple traveled so long and so far to get here. Why no T90 cardboard cutout? Oh, Garrison, there you go. Scout's dead. Everyone's happy now. Perfect. I don't want to get crazy, man. Look at red getting the relics. Actually, you can see the relic counts here. I've got 8 for some noob. Again, I told you some noob's not bad. Some noobs got 51 villagers. Certainly not the lowest. I did see red earlier, and I appreciate this. Red said, what's below a low elo legend? So if you've ever felt like you're below a low elo legend, you can team up with red next game. But the beauty of these games, guys, is that you can play and you can still make things happen, right? One king kill, a couple good diplomacy conversations with the right player. You don't have to be super talented in these games. I'm sure, you know, it might feel like less of a struggle if you've got a little bit more talent, but still. What the? Yellow's trying to get this relic, and some noob who already has 9 relics isn't going to allow this to happen. Now, it's kind of funny because I think if the gate finishes, yellow can leave. Because yellow's allied with gray, right? Unless the gate gets locked. Nope. Okay. Well, now things are still kind of blocked. Blue did still keep that alliance, or that, sorry, that enemy switch to purple active. So the house is getting attacked there. And yeah, now the monk's just going to leave. Well played there, Gray. Well played. Gray tried to get really fancy for the viewers there. Add an elaborate trap. I should also mention that there's like 50 relics on this map, so I'm not sure it's necessarily worth making someone upset over it. But the gate trap doesn't work at times. Teal has an incredible economy. This economy is flying. Obviously, it involves having relics. The farming eco as well has expanded pretty well. Blue's trying to deny the whole thing with purple. Purple's like very much bottom score right now. I think it's coming back to me that purple played in a community game many months ago, and purple's approach was pretty much like, hey, I'm a noob, don't attack me. And the problem came in for purple is that purple was in a position to help someone later on, and purple was still too scared to. It's really hard for me to keep track of all the games, so I apologize, but doing my best, obviously. Merch idea, T90 lingerie. No! No, 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 no. All right. Got Imperial Age coming in now for blue and for gray. So these would be the first two to the Imperial Age. I like it. And they're next to each other as well. Wouldn't surprise me at all if blue just clears out purple's villagers here. And it feels like purple knows that, so purple's making a run for it. Would make a lot of sense for purple to research wheelbarrows so the villagers could get there a little faster. That's going to be a long journey. But worth it if you think you're going to be attacked. What's sad is you have a lot of relics here. So not being able to take the relics across the map hurts. But honestly, trying to do so would be a mistake. Someone would see it and just take all the monks down anyways. Yellow, can I get your relics? Signal. Yellow lets it happen. Yellow lets it happen. All right. Who wants to trade? I have markets in right corner. This is green to everybody. Okay, so that trade could extend down to the south. Could also go to the north. Purple is actually in the two most important trade corners. Oh, no. Oh. Oh, this is amazing. Purple says, I make market and speedy building. Gray, my buddy. Blue almost murdered me. I am weak and he go for me. Okay. The whole blue's going to kill me thing, not really that big a deal. But what is a big deal is the fact that you might want to be teamed with the Hindustanis. Now, here's a question, guys. What happens if you're allied with Hindustanis and they make the trade building so that makes your trade carts faster? It's called a caravanserai or something. It's new. What happens? Let's say I'm allied with purple. My trade's flying. I kill purple, and he's still allied with me. I assume then that trade's still fast, right? Okay, that's a dumb question. What about if he turns on me? But we were allies before. Does the trade just slow down? Like, could he switch it on, off, on, off, on, off if he wanted to? I actually am not sure. Okay. Gray need help. Blue is here. Cool. Got light cav here. I mean, blue isn't really attacking with anything yet, to be fair. But it is good from purple to think ahead. Gray loves gates, by the way. Gray is trying to help by walling in blue's buildings.
No.
How many palisade gates will some noob build? Also, is this a noob thing? Gate walling? I don't think this is the biggest noob thing. I mean, it's not perfect. It shows some creativity. Put it that way. Okay, I mean, blue can't get out of these buildings if they're walled in. They're not, though, so... Oh my god. Gray, are you trolling now? Clearly. Purple is actually attacking blue. That's not helping, but I think blue is going to hate purple anyways. So, I don't hate it. My APM going to be boss, says Gray. Ah, because of placing all the gates. Indeed, and Gray's still only talking to Julian. Julian's been very silent this game. Julian happy to have a corner. Finally on the way to the Imperial Age. Gray, you my buddy, question mark? Help with blue, question mark. I don't know if Gray is really convinced... I don't know if Gray is going to really defend you here, purple. Gray's just having fun. I don't know if blood will be spilled for you. Let's put it that way. The nice little quick wall practice there. Highest relic count is yellow with 13. Then 11, then 10. That's a lot of relics. Also with trade, too. These guys are going to have so much gold income. Definitely feels like having the middle area with where all the wood chunks are is going to be valuable because the side you run out of wood really early. But that's not something that players would normally think about. Purples continues to raid blue. But blue, being in the Imperial Age, isn't really going for the kill right now. You see, blue has got 60 builds. Purple's got 87. So purple's actually kind of ahead of blue in that way. See? Blue doesn't really have the economy to push. Meanwhile, the top three have almost all their population in eco at the moment. And blue turns on Gray, probably because of seeing this. Or because of seeing this. Gray, are you crazy? Hello? There's Woad Raiders here. Gray's trying to talk to purple at the moment. Alright, well that was not very sneaky. Gray didn't have any military support there whatsoever. All those villagers are going to go down. See any army build up here? I'm going to switch over to that now. Military count's still fairly low. So the pro Diplo players out here realize, get away with having max eco for as long as possible, and then your resources will be sky high. Then you can kill off some villagers. Yellow says, Orange, are we buddies? I think Orange is probably willing to be buddies with anyone. Orange is just happy that, you know, the whole town gets to watch this little spectacle. And that Orange hasn't really been on anyone's bad side. Yes, Norval, let's be buds. Yep, seems about right. Blue's base in the north will be cleared up. Purple's going to make it to Imp. I think Purple will eventually lose these relics, but we'll see. It would have been horrible for Purple to try and get some to the north, like I said. At least you profited all that gold for now. Okay. Have we seen the trade building yet? We have not. 23 armies the highest, and that's for the player who was in Imp first, but has done very little since that in Blue. It seems like Blue's a little stressed. Purple doesn't have a lot of faith in his own abilities here, so he's trying to make himself feel valuable. And he's doing a good job at that. Green, teal, and gray want to be allies. We trading. I make Speedy trade for us.
Yes.
So this is basically like, hey, I'm going to make this building. It's going to help all of us. Don't kill me, because if you do, you won't get the benefit from this. And these guys are already adding lots of trade. So there it is. It's going to be built in different locations. I don't have it in capture age, but there's a range around it. And if you're within that range, it adds speed to your trade. Yeah, another bonus that the Hindustanis have. Purple, yes. We need to be friends for market. I need castle at top. That should be completely fine. Yellow's just kind of asking permission, it seems. Guys, Giovanni has been really, really quiet. Look at the stockpiles right now. Holy. Norval's at 12k. Giovanni's at 5k. It's 5k now for green as well. They've got trade. I mean, even Julian has 5k. They've got relics. They've got fortifications, all of which could disappear, of course, if a king were to explode. And gray's making a push towards blue, and blue has nothing to stop it right now. Let's just say blue's going to die here, chat. Where does he go with his king? We'll see if he even realizes it. Like, he might not think about it if he's too stressed out. Seems like purple's going to hold on to these relics forever at this point. If he really wanted to kill purple, he would run to the very north, which means he would run through a bunch of that important economy. So I don't really recall exactly what happens, but all I know is purple and blue just couldn't be friends. And blue is now ringing the town bell. The king doesn't get to join the party in the TC, and that king's super exposed right now. I'm really hoping red doesn't catch some of this. Feels like it's close enough where red could lose some of this, and red doesn't need that trouble right now. The king is... Did he click it this way? Does he know it's here? Blue? I don't think blue has any clue he's just controlled that king. I think he just clicked his army after the army from gray. Yes, let's be friends, says blue. Yep, blue doesn't know the king is there. Blue's struggling. It's a terrifying place, terrifying position to be in. And yet blue defends, and the king is just watching the whole thing from the hill like, good job, guys. Great job, exactly like I taught you. This is why we put all that funding into military schools, so our people can defend us. Clearly, our economy's horrible, but who cares? This is exactly what the king is thinking. Yeet, I'll attack and clear his base for us. Blue, I'll help with purple if we can be friends. Ah, so red wants to help blue and attack purple. So purple might lose the south. But gray might not be around much longer, and the gray is definitely going to die here. But the king is getting pushed towards gray's base. Finally, it dies. I think gray noticed this. GG blue. Sayonara, says some noob. Not too bad for a noob. Like I said, can we trust this guy's name? Blue probably got surprised. Purple's happy about it. Karma is a... But then there's an explosion that's going to go off, and it affects gray, right? So gray's fortunate not to have died to that thing, because the king wasn't too far away over here. All right, so we'll see if, like, red still wants to support blue, because now red's, like, only friend is dead. That's sad. Oh, look, we have the caravansary working now. You can see the speed increase. I forget the range, the exact range on the building. It seems like they get a little bit faster once they get closer. There's quite a few of them around, so well played there from purple. Why do they all live in the same vertical line in the middle or the corners? Well, they had to, it's hard, they had to occupy space. You should have saw how it started if you didn't catch that. They all started in the same area, so they've done a pretty good job expanding here. Are those friendly castles? I don't like sneaky. So they don't trust yellow because yellow's making castles, but I feel like it makes sense for yellow to have castles here to protect the trade as well. So it's a tricky thing. What you don't want is for people to gang up on you, though. So you don't want to, like, ideally make castles in an area where people won't trust you if you're a really good player. Yellow says, I just need to protect my trade. No worries, I don't want to harm you. And now purple says, yellow, they're building on my base. WTF, yellow, we fret. Dude, purple's mouthiness is really going to be bad for yellow. I think a second ago, yellow probably didn't care about purple. Like, he wasn't ever going to kill him. But if he keeps mouthing off here, as we see the king getting attacked, and yellow needs to react. I was going to say yellow might make a move. And he might make it fast against Belgian Waffle. But the target's already on yellow. And no way, the king's going to get sniped. Giovanni, with a great opportunity. He knew exactly where it was. There was only one building garrisoned. And Norval's out of the game. That's sure going to take care of some of these yellow castles. Green can't believe it. Giovanni's probably feeling like a god. And yet again, since it's exploding kings, we will see explosions here shortly. Woo! That was, I have to say, very good position to die. It was very symmetrical there, that explosion. We did have a little bit here, but overall, all on the hill, I liked it. Norval is just saying in chat now that he was going to turn on Teal. So yeah, Teal hit him first. And now, like, purple's trade position's really secured. No one will want to ever turn on purple because purple has the trade buildings. And because purple's still lower score. I actually think there's a decent opportunity for purple to do some crazy things later. Now, Julian's been really silent. And it looks like the patrol party from Julian has gotten even larger now. He's got elite step lancers. He's got elite kip checks. Missing a bunch of upgrades. So it doesn't feel like he's ready to attack. But his base looks pretty cool. I'll give him credit for that. I think Mongols, we haven't been able to see them yet. And oh, look at them. Elite kip checks on the way. So the unique tech from Cumans, what is it? You give your ally 5 free elite kip checks from each castle. And he's got a bunch of castles, so that should apply to everyone then, right? I think only green noticed because green is going to the castle for things, whereas teal is not. Okay. Relic, question mark? Julian says, what about the relic? Not many relics that are left. Teal's standing in the relic in corner. Must have forgotten. Where? Relic in corner. Look at that tree. Just fell off the map. Do you guys see the relic in corner? Relic in corner. Oh, aha. There it is. Yeah, Norval, you definitely had close to the highest amount of relics. It says you have 1 now. Oh, I think your monasteries were here. So your relics actually exploded, which is good for you if you didn't want anyone else to have them. But yeah, I think 12 was what you had. Green also has 12. And then you've got 10 for gray. Let's get more friends to join the battle. Green talking only to you. Leon is plotting to snipe you. Oh, it's a lie. But it's a great lie to make. I like this from some noob. He might be a noob, but he's really good with Diplo.
Yes.
He's trying to get me to detonate my king in your base. Meanwhile, at the same time, Teal says, Green only talking to you. Are we friend until the end? And Green says yes until the end. So I'm curious if Green is going to take the bait here. I honestly think Gray's lie is too obvious. But let's see. Green says, should we do something about that? And then Gray says, so how about we pretend I'm going to, and then we attack him all together? Sounds like a plan. Do you know where his king is? Aha! So Green is interested in this deal. And now Gray is going to try and loop in Red as well. And Giovanni is not interested in any backstab shenanigans. He's saying, who are we going to attack? He has full trust and faith in Green. That could be a mistake. And they're all trying to turn him against Teal here. Red is going to say yes. Red is absolutely going to be in. Red is like, those guys in Stronghold, if you've ever played that game. We await orders. That's where Red is. I think Red, the trade isn't very far. The trade just going, right to the other side of the screen. Red hasn't really expanded. Red's just happy to be here. Stressed commie games, man. Purple's stressed, but Purple's going to make some buildings, and I think Purple's resources will start to look really good. Yeah, Purple is... I don't want to say a dark horse just yet because there's a lot of other players still in the game. But could get to be a dark horse to actually win the whole thing. Now, if I'm Giovanni and my teammate hasn't responded to me, I would get a little antsy, right? It's a little too quiet at the moment. So I'd be like, hey, let's... You know what I would do, actually, is I would just start attacking somebody and say, boom, here's the fight, and see what happens. You could probably handle one of the players yourself. You don't want to go after Purple because that's your trade corner. And now some noob is asking Teal, do you want to be friends? Remember, this is the same player who wanted friends at the start and talked to every single person. So he's using the same tactic as he did in the Dark Age. And Giovanni says yes. Some noob is really reaching out here with the Diplo. Now, the weakness of all the players who have maximum talent in these games, guys, they don't chat, right? They don't chat, and sometimes they're not active enough. But man, oh man, have they banked up resources. Green's got 20k gold. And now Gray's even chatting to us right now. Says T90, the bleep pot has been stirred. Yours truly, some noob. He's doing it for the viewers, guys. He's doing it for the viewers. And oh god, Julian. Oh god, this could be the end of Julian really quickly. We've got Elite Mangadai, we've got Siege Rams, we have Sicilian Cavalier with tons of armor. You just do not stop this on your own unless you've got some crazy Siege or Paladin numbers maybe. Julian doesn't even have blacksmith upgrades. So Julian's gonna have to call on his friends. And he just says, oh, no help. And so far, it seems like Teal and Green are actually going to fight together. Green might be interested in taking Teal out of the picture at some point. But for now, they work together. And who can stop them? Julian probably wasn't expecting this. I think if I were to be a little rough, a little harsh, I'd say you've had the time now to get some of these upgrades, get some of these techs, check your buildings, see if you can max out. But at the end of the day, I don't think you can compete. He hasn't turned on these guys either yet. That's something that's also important and helpful so your units actually fight back. But the stress is real, guys. Gray says, go snipe Green or Teal now. They busy. I'm next. And Purple says, I'm on my way. And Purple's actually going to do it. By the way, hi, Max. I might be interested in trying Stronghold again. I was saying that maybe this month I might try out other games. I wouldn't full commit to it, obviously. But Stronghold was another nostalgic game for me. And I might try it again, because I did try it in the past. My El Pihant real slow. Yeah, your El Pihant is slow, but you need army to snipe the king as well. Can you help me, Gray? I mean, this is the problem for Gray. Gray is chatting and whatnot, but Gray isn't helping. The sad thing is, Julian, if you rewatch this, I don't think it makes sense for Gray to help. Because if Gray helps, he's not going to be able to help enough. And then all this pressure just turns around and hits him. Red, change of plan, snipe green. And now green says to Gray, you attacking Teal now, he's distracted, you need resources. We're friends, right? Man, this is going all over the place. At first, the plan was to snipe Teal. Then now the plan's to snipe green. Green wants to be friends with Gray. Gray doesn't really know what he wants to do. Red now turns on green, which adds to the confusion. Julian's probably going to die. Julian's king is inside the town center. We friends, right? Go, I raid units. Purple, yes. Okay. Mass confusion. Purple's making a move somewhere, though. And green is now turned on purple, so the trade's going down. Oh, this is where purple's making the move. And actually, red is here. Wow, this is more coordinated than I expected, right? We've got the siege elephants. We've got the karambits. All but a sniping unit. I don't know if you can really snipe a king that easily. And now, naturally, green's saying, hey, I need some help here in my base. Also, Julian's free. Julian is safe, and Julian has run away. Great escape from Julian. Green was distracted, couldn't finish the job. Teal's distracted by it, couldn't finish the job. And so, actually, green's also freaking out. Green hasn't enemy Gray yet. So green still thinks Gray is here to help. Just asked for help a moment ago. I don't know where on earth purple's going. Purple's like, abort, 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 abort. But Julian escaping is a really big deal here, because if he's straight up dead, he's still got a bomb he could drop on somebody. Okay, now green seems to have realized that Gray is on him. And green, you could argue, does deserve that a little bit. Oh my god, why are you attacking red? Why are you attacking red? Didn't red say he was gonna... Oh no, red said he was gonna help blue. Okay, siege elephant versus king. Red, if there was ever a time to escape, this would be the moment. I don't think red knows. There's so much going on. And oh boy, a lot of army's gonna die here. Oh no. Oh, the monk is blocked. Red, you can do it. Oh no, is he gonna die like his buddy Blue and not realize? Bonk. Red's dead. So Fleet is out of the game. Again, he dies just like the guy he swore to defend in blue. The explosion will happen here. Now, we have the graphics so people can normally realize, but it's not easy to realize that. Saying that, I think at least Teal did. I'm not sure that was good for purple, to be honest. I feel like purple's going to need friends after all the trade's gone down. But then again, the trade has kind of gone down for everyone, except for Giovanni. Oh, man, Giovanni's trade, it must be insane now. At the gold count. Giovanni still has gold workers. Lamageddon doesn't have as many. There's still relics, though, so we got to remember that. Purple's now allied with green. Green definitely made it seem like he was interested in killing off Teal at some point. And only siege elephants from purple. Oh, no, and imp camels as well. What did I say, man? How does Teal stop that? I think he'd have to completely switch out of cavalry and go into infantry. Julian finally turns on the players that were killing him earlier. This castle had 0 kills. Like, nothing died next to castle fire or TC fire. Gray, fight Teal. He aggressive to me. Gray says, sure. Hold on a second. Let's look at the kills this game. Just as I thought. Very low kills for these two, but they've been timely. They've been very timely. I'll give them respect for that. And also, the army count's just wild. The army type is wild. Teal's also losing the relics. Teal can't defend from this right now. And I think you would have to have infantry. I think you'd have to have sergeants and halberdiers. Also, water break. I haven't drank any water today, which is big. Yeah, Orange's king is in Gray's base, which is true. But he has no interest in killing this guy, right? Like, Gray's his buddy. I hope Gray doesn't attack ground it. Like he's making towers. And Julian sends resources to Gray and says for rent. He's like, I appreciate you letting me stay here. Thanks for letting me crash on your couch, bro. I know you said that I wouldn't have to pay you. I know you're just helping me out because we've been pals for years. But it still means a lot to me. Let me do something. He's like, no, please, it's fine. Trade is actually slowly going down here, so that's helpful. I mean, I think it won't all go down, but there is still some trade being disrupted. Green sees it, though. Green hates purple now. Not a fan. Look at stockpiles again. Trying to figure out how this will go, because, like, teal and green should, I think, work together to kill the other three and then just make a deal. I think that's the safest play. But green has shown that he is happy to see the end of teal. And if teal gets killed off, then green could be killed by the others. So then again, Julian is basically dead at this point. Green made a push and took out a castle. It wasn't enough, though. And purple's trying to steal these relics, which is not going to happen. Total military counts 110 for gray. Where is it? It's streaming in, but it's not engaging against anyone. He's allied with everybody except green right now. Also, Malay don't really have the best of options. I'm not sure what you'd go for as the Malay. Maybe, like, elephants, actually? Julian's going to try and come back into the game. Gotta love the trade carts going through all the gates that were built earlier. And purple's asking for asylum. What? There's going to be that many kings in gray's base? Asylum. I am refugee. Gray hasn't responded yet. And Mongols are so tough to kill, man. Green's still in such an amazing spot. 14 relics, 12 relics. Yeah, 12 relics. Mangadai, Siege. Purple signals the king. And did Gray actually have that locked? Hold on a second. Sorry, I went back way faster than I thought it would. Did he trap the king? Wait, no, I missed it again. What's happening? Oh, it was in the TC. Okay. So maybe he wasn't able to get his own king out or something. I think he hopped in intentionally into the TC, and then Gray ejected it, or maybe he figured it out. So stressful times for him, obviously. He didn't want to get killed off. I think Green's missing Parthian tactics on this Mangadai, which kind of hurts a little bit. But still, like, the eco's looking pretty good for these two. There's just no chatter between Lamageddon and Giovanni. This is what top players do, man. They're good in community games, but they're not chatting about future plans. Too busy playing the game. Bunch of nerds, am I right? Teal turns on Gray. Is now saying no. I think it's because Gray is here, actually. Green says you need to enemy purple. And I think that has already been handled. Giovanni is already enemy to purple. But Gray now tries to ally Teal, which is very confusing. And he says oops now and allies Teal as if it was like a mistake. T90, now you can't eject yourself from an allied building. Is this a bug? So I was playing in the Nomad tourney recently, and I garrisoned into Dave's castle. No, I think it was Bullet's castle. And I couldn't eject from it myself. And that is a bug, yes. And wow, Giovanni. And that's probably what happened over there as well a second ago. Thanks for reminding me of that. Guys, Giovanni accepts the alliance with some of these guys. I'm going to be honest. I think that Gray is slowly becoming my favorite here. The stockpile for Gray might not... Actually, it's horrible. Never mind. I take it back. But in terms of the strategy, like, it's really confusing for the top players right now. They don't have a common enemy. Giovanni is, more than anything, is the most confused. And Green isn't, like... It doesn't seem like Green has the military in the right spots, or he's not pushing anywhere. Like, not pushing anyone's base. He's just got military all over. Oh my god, wait, what? Belgium's king? Wait, what? Oh, I clicked the wrong one. I'm so stupid. Okay, Capture Age said it was threatened, and it was just because Red had some villagers here. Wow, so he's back, guys. This is a heck of a story. Purple is back in the town center he started in. He says, remember, guys, be nice. Yeah, exactly. The game is like chaos right now, Deadly Cookie. It is all over the place. And gray has really been a thorn in Teal's side. You've got purple as well, who could maybe do something. And I'm just waiting, like, I know green's got the manga die. Okay, there it is. I was going to say, where's the siege? They really need to just clear purple out of the north. And purple expects that to happen, which is why purple had left already. Gray, any wood or food? Question mark, 11. Same time. He's laughing because Gray was actually asking for some food. If Teal had some siege here, I think he could take out the castle. It feels like his army comp's decent, but... And again, Gray's got a lot of bombard cannons to take out the production buildings. Seems to have more army underneath the castle. Plus, you've got the siege, and you've got the castle fire helping in this attack. Yet again, though, Mangadai should rule all, and this is what we've been waiting for. And Green finally just making the moves that you would have expected to happen a little while ago. I think he just needed to collect himself. And collect himself he has. There, that's the taunt I talked about earlier, guys. I'm being attacked. Please help. Okay, he's trying to get his spam going with the two-handed swordsman that only costs food. Two-handed swordsman Halb is good against what Teal's making, probably, but not many counters out there to Mangadai. And not many counters out there for a player who has 12 relics and has trade. I am being rammed. Hey, longer this goes. Feels like Teal's stabilizing. Green is stabilizing. Julian is trying to reboom back into the game, by the way. Like, Julian's still alive, somehow. Has some trade. Funnily enough, is running towards purple, so that should no longer last. You lose your corners, guys, and you lose your trade, you're likely going to lose these types of games. I think there's one way that someone other than Lamageddon and Giovanni win this game. And it's not something that any of the other players are going to want to hear. And they obviously won't hear because they're in the midst of the game and not listening. But the only way that Giovanni and Lamageddon don't win this game, as again, I'll show you the stockpiles. 24,000 for the Mongol player. Yeah, that way, guys, is if someone uses their king and takes green out of the game. Or Teal out of the game. If it's just green on his own, they have a chance. It's still tough, but they have a chance. If it's two players together, I'm not so sure they have a chance. Again, I keep saying that red is threatening this king, but it's just because red was enemy when red died. This king from purple is heading in towards gray's base. Feels like they're all going to have a party in there. I'm out. King in this castle. Somehow we got a snipe. Okay, so gray signals that and is basically like, hey, I can't do this. Good recognition. Can you sneak over there? Feels like a very difficult thing, but it is possible. Who's going to be the volunteer? Purple says, for you, my brother, anything, and is going to make a run for it. Oh, man, I'm so scared for purple right now. So green's distracted. Green is sending a force here with rams. You can tell the Mangadai are even protecting the rams. Nifty little move.
I'm being attacked. Please help.
Red has militia here that could, in theory, snipe purple's king, which would be hilarious. Oh, man, but he's like running. I guess there's an outpost here from yellow, which he gets vision on. You can see this. Oh, man, I think it's likely he runs into something. There's scorpions, there's Mangadai. So as I always say, guys, don't get your hopes up on this. Expect purple to die to Mangadai. Also, green moved his king. Someone researched treason, and he moved the king. That's really smart thinking. If you're in a position where it's impossible to lose, and then you hear the whoong, you hear the treason noise, they might be coming for you, especially if you have them on the ropes. This is Green's point of view. He's just put this army on a control group or patrolled it. Purple, where are you going? Purple, where are you going? Purple signals it. Purple sees the step lancers. You best get the step in here, King. This could finish off Teal, though. Oh, I'm so curious if Green says something. That will kill Teal. What Green should say is, hey, bud, watch out. But he only will say that if he thinks that he can't win this on his own now. Good job, Belgian Waffle. I think the recognition there that he was out of the game was spot on. And now Giovanni's out of the game as well. Green didn't even tell him. He says, watch out, Teal. Well then, a little late. We'll give him the benefit of the doubt. Maybe he did want to give him a heads up. Maybe he's just a slow typer. But with how good he is at the game, I'd say that that was maybe calculated. That's a reputation saver for future games. That way people say, oh, he's not that bad of an ally. He did try the next time he's in a game. So now, as Gray says, you're the weakest link. Goodbye. Wait, what? He says, purple sniped with Boom Boom King. Okay. Green ally, 11. I got a little confused by the chat there. Julian's still in the game with the king. I don't see a world, though, where Green doesn't just win this 1v2 right now. Julian's gold count. Well, he doesn't have anything on gold, but he does have paladins for now. That's something. I don't know if I've ever seen that before, by the way. Saying, hey, watch out, right as they die. I will not forget your kindness, but attack, bro, and tribute if you got res. Gray's one of those players you can just tell is just having a lot of fun in the game, right? Chatting it up all the time. Funny little comments here or there. Lots of Diplo. Really enjoys these types of settings. Probably a player who, like many, have watched a lot of games and then they've thought, well, this is what I'll do when I get my chance. Giovanni's dead. Another Giovanni's upset about it. The usual. But hey, there's 60 paladins. That's no joke for Julian. But Green still has a pretty good base setup. I don't think the stockpiles are there. 21 on food. 8 on wood. You've got like 30 eco right now if you're some noob. Julian has a way better economy, and Julian only has 16 on food. And then 36 on wood. Oh, I see. This Giovanni is actually saying that his spelling of Giovanni is superior. I see. I didn't realize there was like... Is there a tier list for that? Is like 2 N's in Giovanni S tier? Is 1 N F tier? We'll get to that someday. KK. Going after Green's back. Oh, here we go. Now, last they checked, the king was here. Remember, Green moved it. It was a smart move. Relatively easy move, too, because you hear the noise when they research treason. If you're paying attention, which Lamageddon has been, that's something you'd want to do. Most of this trade is Giovanni's. Obviously, Giovanni's dead now. But some of this trade is also Lamageddon's. So this is also going to have some type of positive effect. I'm just worried that Gray doesn't seem to have a way to get the eco back on track. Green's just going to chase this down. This will probably feel like your only threat right now, as Malay don't really have anything to touch the Mongols. And we've got heavy camels, and then we also have the Mangadai, and Julian's like, hey, where's the king, man? And there's a signal from Gray. Let's see if Green moves it again. That treason is a really nice idea, but the timing might not quite be there. Most of the paladins are going to be down by the time they make it there. And Green's moved it again. It's so smart. You hear treason and you move it. A lot of people might not like this. People are like, man, this is too good. I like to see, surprise winners in the end. But yeah. I mean, sure. Here's a surprise for you, though. You've got a camel in the middle of the box formation paladins from the enemy. What are you doing in there, bro? What are you doing? So yeah, last time Julian got next, it was over here. Gray doesn't have many resources to research treason again, and now there's no king. And you can see even a little bit of extra fortifying from Lamageddon. Is this the end? Some noob is coming to support. I think this army will die, though. I think we'll all get cleared. I think Magadai are too strong. I think Mongols were left untouched this game. I shouldn't say untouched. They were attacked. But Green just played very safe this game. And he worked with Giovanni enough, right? So he relied on Giovanni. But then also he knew when he needed to pull the ripcord. He knew when he needed to leave that alliance. Happily seemed to have just let Giovanni die. And the others are still massacred from the earlier fights, right? Yeah, the box formation, I'm not really sure on that. It looks cool. And it can be useful in lower numbers for certain decisions. Like if you're going like 6 to 8 scouts, it can be really helpful so your scouts don't switch formation all the time. It could also be a hotkey thing for Julian. I don't really have answers for you. But the Mongols dominating the Cumans, as one might expect. And, well, the Malay, they are arguably one of the worst diplomacy civilizations you can have. Don't have very good stable options. Their ranged options are pretty much comparable to other civs' ranged options. Their siege is weak. Their units are cheap, that's the big thing, but in these types of games, you should have economy, and those with economy can do wild things. That onager is hiding there. I don't think Green sees it. Now he does. Gray, you snipe orange, I let you win after. Says Green. Ooh. And the only way was if they tried to detonate their king on green before. And purple is going to try. Purple freely sacrificed their king to go after Teal instead upon realizing it was going to be impossible to get green. I don't see Green really being honest about that. I wonder if Gray will consider it. Also, the king is perfectly hidden. Do you guys see it? I couldn't until I clicked it. That's amazing. That is really hard to see. Like, when you're like this, you can't even see the outline. Whoa, man. Oh, we have an actual bot here. Cool. Mods, if you could take care of that, that's awesome. Green is also saying you could just tell me where his king is. That's another option. I don't know, guys. It feels like it's died down here. Like, Green could obviously kill. Thank you, mods. Green obviously could kill the enemy. But it's going to take siege, which he's going to have to build up. He's got tons of army right now. He's got 142 army. So it's not like there's a shortage there, but really just needs to get, like, some siege rams here. I think what's helpful, too, is some forward buildings. Chapta, no, you didn't. You didn't click that. If you... Well, I'm not going to say what I was going to say if you did click it, because that would be really poor timing for a comment like that. Oh, bots. Game is slowed down a little bit. There is a spec delay, so I'm going to speed up a teensy bit just to try and catch up to that. It's unfortunately dragging, which can happen, but Green's going to make a little side push. There should be very little resistance to this. And Gray's just having so much fun right now. Says, instead of backstabbing me, get the real traitor. It was Orange who told me to kill you, so go finish him. And it's a nice try, Gray, but yeah, they were never allies. Also, I mean, I'm not sure what you're playing, like, what you're, I guess second place is what you're shooting for here if you're Gray. But I don't see how you ever possibly win. I think the only thing you could be thinking of doing is trying to convince somebody to kill one of the others, which I guess is maybe happening here. He's maybe thinking that he just won't tell Orange, and Orange will end up dying. Actually, it seems like he's here to defend himself. He's going to try, because he just moved his king a little bit further away. Yes, I'm giving people advice about internet safety, all right? I can do that because I have a lot of experience. I did get my Twitter hacked, but it was very elaborate. Watch the video. Felt foolish, obviously. But it wasn't a random comment that I clicked. Okay, great. Great turns on Julian. He's like, well, might as well. And Julian's gonna die now. And so Julian's dead. The thing is, though, it could kill Gray. Oh, no, Gray's making a run for it. That's actually pretty well calculated there, Gray. Julian calls the GG. It was gonna happen one way or another. There's the explosion, and now we've got 2. And again, you can't explode and kill Green at this point because there's only 2 people left. But Gray says, this is for my fallen comrades. I think he believes that there's going to be an explosion, which will be so epic and so crazy here and shock the world. But he's just dead. He's just dead. There was no chance that there being an explosion there. Either way, though, great game. I thought it was really well played. I think the deciding moments in this game were probably the instances where players were talking to Green about killing Giovanni. And then they didn't, and then they turned on Green, right? Like there was, I think it was purple, gray, and was it orange too? I think red was there. I forget all the color combinations that went in after Green. But they had Green on the hook. Green did say, now we don't know if he was going to actually do it, but Green was like, yeah, sure, I'll attack him. And then they all moved against Green immediately after, so they couldn't really use a strong player on their side. And then the way this played out, obviously Green defended, but also they'd pushed Julian and that weakened some of the others, and then everything just started to fall apart. And then Giovanni was disposable. Giovanni was in harm's way more so than Green was. Lamageddon played it well. Obviously, Mongols, clearly one of the best civilizations for these settings too. So I think in some ways, some of the other players were unfortunate with their civilizations, but you can't really argue with those results, and you can't argue with the economy he built up in this game as well. Collected a lot, so it wasn't just the civilization. He knew how to play it. Also, I feel like the Diplo was good from Green too, because he was telling Teal he'd be with them, and I think he felt like he was going to. But he also let the others know that he was interested in working with them. And I think playing both sides is important when you're one of the top players. Was a little weird, though. We didn't have that conversation where people say, hey, this guy's like super top score. Let's kill him. That typically happens a lot. Maybe that was why they did team against Green when they did. And maybe they didn't want to talk to Giovanni about it, but yeah. A couple moments I really enjoyed this game. I enjoyed how Purple started here and then somehow ended all the way over here and then died actually came back down and then died in the middle. Like, you know how in sports these days they've got like distance covered stats for players as they run around the field? I want that for Purple's King. I think Purple's King may have traveled more in this game than any other King we've seen in community games. The only thing Purple was really missing was a little bit of travel on the sea. But, I mean, you even had the hills, too. That King was working today. Other funny things in this game probably had to be the fact that Yellow, I mean, the amazing snipe from Giovanni on Yellow, right as Yellow was probably making a move against Giovanni. That was a really nice play. I think it was one Treb and a couple Cavalier. Norval didn't get to react in time, and the rest was history.